Today we're here at Timpas Feeders in Rocky Ford, Colorado, representing Top Dollar Angus and having a nice conversation and interview here with Mr. Anthony Randal with, like I said, Timpas Feeders. And I'm going to let him introduce himself right quick. Then we're going to walk through a couple questions that I've got for him and then let him share some of his thoughts and opinions on where the industry's headed and what some of the most important things were. So welcome, Anthony, and why don't you give us a little spiel on your background right quick.
Okay, thank you, Nate. Anthony Randal. I'm with Timpas Feeders and Lynn's Heritage Angus. We're in Rocky Ford, Colorado here. So what I do at this yard is we feed all of our program cattle for the buyback for Lynn's Heritage Angus, sell the bulls, buy the calves back, genetic verification type program, high-end Angus cattle that serve Fred Lynn's meat department that goes to white tablecloth type establishments around the world. My background, I've been kind of everywhere. Grew up large cow-calf commercial ranch, went to feed yards in my early 20s, late teens, and went back to cow-calf and then seed stock and then back to feed yards. So I've kind of been all over, just always wanted to do a little bit of everything in the industry and learn as much as I can and figure out where I can make money in it. I don't know if I've quite found it yet, but we're working at it.
I understand, and it sounds like you've had quite a little bit of experience in all facets. It's something you and I have talked about, and we've been friends for a couple of years now. Can you remember where we actually met and then kind of how we got introduced on the Top Dollar side?
I think we met at a bull sale somewhere, and then I talked with you and Tom there for a little while. I know we ran to Oklahoma to a sale together a couple of years ago there.
We did.
But we've just, hit it off when we met and always stayed in touch, and you let me know on Top Dollar calves when they're coming through and kind of bounce ideas and what's going on in the industry and back and forth.
So what kind of intrigued you on the Top Dollar side? We met, I think, while I was just beginning my tenure here at Top Dollar. But what intrigued you when I started to explain it and really give you a better picture of what we're doing for those commercial cow-calf men as well? With your background in that, I think you had a pretty firm grasp, and then from your experience here in the feeding sector, really what caught your eye or made you think about it twice?
Top Dollar aligned very well with a lot of the stuff that we were already doing, and it's another way for me to source genetic verified calves without having to go through the process all on my own. So, it's just another tool, another verification program that it does focus very similar to what we're doing already.
Yep. So in your experience currently in the feeding side of it, and you guys don't just have cattle that go into Fred's program, into Lynn's Heritage, you do feed some actual other cattle.
We do, we call them our commodity cattle.
Right. So you are relying on that. When you look at that, and we know that there's a predominant hide color involved, does that actually give you any information on the genetics or a name behind with like a sire name? Does that give you anything, or?
It does for us, for me, because obviously I know all the sires being in the seed stock industry, most of them. I know the pedigrees. Most of the pedigrees I've fed. So, and then you couple that with what Top Dollar does, going through the algorithms and breaking down, the feed efficiencies, the carcass merit to the calves, as a group. And so it's very helpful, especially on sourcing the unknown. And that's, the people that are in our program, I help them with the bull selection. We're feeding their cattle. I get the carcass data back. I go through the carcass data with them. We decide what type of bulls they need to target the following year to move that, genetic pin forward and constantly strive for, what we're doing, the best cattle, the best steak, that whole rigmarole. But when I'm just reaching out, like I need inventory. I mean, Fred's going through over 5,000 head a week, so we go through a lot of inventory. So if I just need inventory, Top Dollar is a great advantage for me.
So those cattle that you are not helping customers buy bulls on, you've about got to have a secondary verification on them.
Those kind of cattle, with what you guys do at Top Dollar, we have our own G schedule. We have certain things that we have criterias, obviously, and I can look at the Top Dollar indexes, and you call me, hey, these cattle, I know them, I've seen the cows, these are great cattle. I get them here. A lot of those cattle can slide into our premium products. Yeah.
Yep. So that really gives us a pretty good idea. So we've got the genetic side of it, but I think it's really important for those that are watching that are in the cow-calf industry that we actually cover more of the feed yard side and daily in and out aspects right quick, or at least have a little bit better conversation about that. Top Dollar is important, but helping to educate our cow-calf men, anytime that we can get an interview with somebody like you, it helps. So what would you say are kind of the big challenges that you're kind of going through right now, and then we can address how you guys are looking to alleviate some of those issues after you kind of speak to that?
Yeah. Well, this time of year, we're getting into bull and calf season, right? I know I've been going through my schedule with my guys. We're pushing 5,000 head of bull and fresh calves coming in here in the next couple weeks, and we're trying to get the yard ready. As you can see, I'm muddy and dirty. We've been going through water systems and making sure everything's ready for all these fresh calves coming. But health's number one. I think that's a given. We always talk about that. A good vaccine protocol to achieve that, right? And then you get on to profitability, genetic verification, all of those things. They all couple into the whole package, right? So we're looking for even quality calves from ranches that have program type and are progressive thinkers, and progressive gets thrown out around, like what's progressive? What's somebody that's trying to be better every year. That's all,
Would a good way to put that be they are data driven to a certain extent?
To a certain extent, yeah. They're matching genetics with their environmental issues and a cow herd and their marketing timing and everything with those pressures that are coming.
Right.
You run a cow-calf operation, a stocker operation.
Right.
You want to match your resources with your inventory, and good progressive producers do that.
Yes.
They think about the whole package, and the cattle show it when they come on the backside.
So that's a very good insight into that. So what can we and the rest of the industry that's providing you with these kind of cattle, and at the cow-calf level or the seed stock level, and the commercial guys especially, what can we help do to ensure your profitability so that you can reach out and invest a little bit more into, say, the Lynn's type cattle, or especially into the Top Dollar Angus cattle?
Sure. Have a vision, have a goal, right? Know what you're working towards, and whether that's bigger calves or better carcass or better cow herd, whatever it is, have a vision, have a goal for your property, for your business, for your program, right? And then there's so many things out there to help you achieve it. Top Dollar is a great one where you guys work with these commercial guys to help verify their calves and help them source bulls from credible producers like Lynn's, and there's a lot of people like you out there and me that we're willing to help. If you're willing to talk to us and ask us or
Reach
out and let us know that what you're trying to do. I had a conversation last night. I had a guy bought his calves last year, his first time in the program. He bought bulls. He enjoyed them. He said they did great. They looked good. I got all his carcass data back.
Right.
We're fixing to get close to, settling on a price, private treaty again. We go through it. Okay. this is how your steers did, this is how your heifers did, we need to focus more on this. And he goes, God, I've been, you know, we're 4th generation on this ranch. I have never known how our calves did afterwards. You know, he was on cloud 9. He's like, great, now I know what to do.
Well,
So, and that's the thing, there's resources out there, right? You just gotta use them.
Yep,
So.
and I think one of the biggest challenges on knowing how those cattle performed, the thing that I've learned, and we're both fairly young men in this in this industry, but a lot of the time we can learn how those cattle perform if we just ask.
Yeah.
It's been very eye-opening, and it's good to hear that you guys are able to help guide some of your customers that way as well. So I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, we try to look at it more of a partnership. You know, what we do, we're trying to find commercial providers that want to partner with us on helping us with a better product and helping them produce that better product, right? So we've got resources that they don't have at their fingertips and vice versa. So it's, hey, we can help you source the right kind of genetics to help your cows in your environment, and you can provide us with a better product. So it's a perfect situation as long as people want to play the game. So
that's great to hear.
Yeah.
Well, I think kind of to conclude that it's been great to kind of get your insight and really get a good view that hopefully can be very understandable to those that are watching this interview. And also, I think it'd be great, and you know, anytime that you want to reach out to us, we talk regularly, but if you want to reach out to any of our customers, that's fine, or they can reach out to us and we can put you guys in contact. I'm sure that you're always wanting to learn more about what we've got and trying to help you guys out. So
no, you know, I've sourced quite a few of your producers in the program, and you know, those cattle have always done great. So, and that's why I keep coming back. You know, Top Dollar's a good program. The more people that get involved in it, they're better off for it. So it's whatever it is you're doing, if you just think about it. I mean, obviously right now everyone's experiencing high prices for their calves. You know, it's the way the cycle is, but now's a great time to get involved, get that premium, because 5 years from now, it's going to be a whole different story. So, you know, take advantage of it now, get yourselves aligned to not get hit so hard when all of a sudden we got a big flush of calves in a few years. So
makes sense. So, well, once again, we had Anthony Randal with Lynn's Heritage Beef and Tempest Feeders here in Rocky Ford, Colorado. And I think we're going to go out and look through some cattle and enjoy the beautiful day. And if you've got any questions, don't be afraid to reach out to Top Dollar Angus. Anthony, thanks again.
thank you.